Happy Thursday, Reject Nation. How y'all doing? Glad to see y'all again. And if you're new, welcome. And if you haven't heard, it's Natalie Doran's birthday today.
Happily birthday.
Happy fucking birthday there. You're 21 finally. I mean, she could drink already. It's Ireland.
But here you can also drink now.
You can also drink now here, and you're going to America in July. You can get as drunk as you want. In Ireland, I know the legal drinking age is like 12, so you've been drinking for like 9 years already. Good for you. Anyway, she's one of our top patrons. She has a special video request, and we want to make sure to get this up today because it's her birthday. And she loves these BuzzFeed Unsolved videos, and we like talking about them. She requested a lengthy one today. The Haunted Decks of the Queen Mary.
Ooh, I'm excited.
I thought this would be fitting since I've been to the Queen Mary several times around the Halloween time, and so have you.
Samesies.
And I've actually never learned anything about what makes it haunted or anything. I just like going for the cool mazes and the club rave. So I don't know anything about why it's haunted, but let's find out.
I assume people died aboard the ship.
This is where we're sleeping tonight. This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we explore one of the most haunted places in the world as part of our ongoing investigation to answer the question, are ghosts real? Right now we are sitting in the salon of undoubtedly the creepiest boat in the world. Allow me to introduce you to the Queen Mary.
I think I do.
Rude to call it the creepiest boat in the world.
I mean, that's not an unfair statement, would you say, right?
It's a marvel. It's a marvel.
Apparently, this boat is 2 times the size of the Titanic.
2 times?
2 times.
Titanic's tiny.
True. It's true. All you need to know is I was here about 10 years ago, and I said I'd never come back, and, well, here I am.
You're not a man of your word.
You know, I will say this is a beautiful sunset, though. If there's one thing I could take solace in today,
It's that nice sunset. Enjoy it, Ryan. It's the last one you're ever going to see.
I did a vlog of the Queen Mary. It's on YouTube.
Card up there.
well, I'm back. that is that.
Oh, I love the Queen
Do you
Mary.
feel like it remembers you?
I certainly hope not after what I did last time I was here.
What did you do?
You'll find out.
What did he's a ghost?
You mean that you think there's something about Mary? That
Indeed, yeah, that's exactly.
she might be a little bit enchanted.
Yeah, I think so. You know, when things are so pristine and beautiful like this, but vacant, there is something very unsettling to it. I don't know what it is.
What do you find unsettling about this?
Lots of things. That being said, let's get into the history of this boat. Named after Britain's actual Queen Mary, the Queen Mary was completed in the 1930s and embarked on its inaugural voyage on May 27, 1936 from Southampton, England. The boat served as the new benchmark for luxury, containing 2 cocktail bars, 2 swimming pools, 5 dining areas and lounges, a grand ballroom, and much more. However, all that luxury would soon go to waste during World War II, when the ship was repurposed as a transportation vessel for troops and prisoners of war. It was appropriately painted gray. In fact, the ship was so much faster than enemy U-boats that it earned the nickname the Gray Ghost.
Did they paint it gray specifically for the war?
You don't think the Gray Ghost is a pretty cool nickname?
It is a pretty badass name.
Captain of the Gray Ghost. Tell that story in a bar.
Oh, my ship? Well, she's called the Grey Ghost.
The ship was estimated to have carried over 800,000 servicemen.
Wow!
In 1947, the ship returned to the Queen Mary status, and in 1965, it was sold to the city of Long Beach in California, where it is now docked.
Long Beach.
Now that we've established the boat's history,
Well qualified
let's take a second to revisit my own personal history with this ship.
Oh, God.
I've told Shane this story before, but about 10 years ago when I was... was it 10 years ago?
This is riveting.
When I was 17 years old, I visited this ship with a couple friends. I was really interested in the paranormal, but didn't believe it was a real thing.
And the lake.
Never thought I'd be back in this room. This was my ghost father. After talking to ghosts to show themselves and coming up empty again, I returned disappointed to my hotel room on the boat, cabin B484. Oh boy. It hasn't changed one bit. It's exactly the same.
Which bed were you on?
I was sleeping right here.
On this one.
I was sleeping on the left side.
What
against the
happened?
wall.
You were hanging out. This looks like a Best Western.
That night when I slept, I was repeatedly poked in the face, but I was too scared to open my eyes, and and when I finally did to confront the person I was sleeping next to, my friend Elvin, I discovered to my horror that he was actually fast asleep and snoring. I thought maybe,
Ain't that like Alvin?
yeah, maybe nothing. Maybe it was nothing. So I tried to push through it. I eventually did fall asleep. The next morning, I went into the bathroom. My friend Casey saw the sink turn on, so we set up a camera to try and catch that. So when we set up the camera, we actually caught. If you look in the footage at the left corner, there's a bag with toothpaste on top of it.
You'll never forget that plastic Ziploc bag.
Fuck you.
I'm getting chills seeing the actual toothbrush that has been so
Okay, see,
often.
look it. You can see it.
What?
Whoa.
It already happened?
Yeah, it already happened.
Not boding well, considering I didn't even catch
You were
it.
focusing on the wrong side of the screen.
Yeah.
There's definitely a force at play there, though.
And what is that?
Gravity.
Put that down. See it again.
Yeah, it's in the ring.
Okay, you gotta admit that.
It
Whoa!
really doesn't.
Whoa!
It happens at the exact same time that you throw your shit on the counter.
There's always something. Look
Yeah.
at the bag, how it moves. It's like
Yeah, because there's toothpaste on it.
there's like a jitter. Watch.
Bags are stiff.
That's a pretty firm movement. It
That's
almost
a
looks
pretty.
like someone's
That's.
cup of
Oh
tea.
yeah.
Destroyed. It's a haunted bag.
You can't see that it flung it a little bit.
This toothpaste falls straight down.
It was up and down,
Straight down.
up and down,
Straight down.
no, up and down. Before that hit the floor, I didn't believe in ghosts. I thought this was all BS. But what I saw in that bathroom changed me into the man that you see today. A firm believer in ghosts and the paranormal. I've never doubted it again, and I swore I would never return to this ship, and yet here I sit like a freaking idiot. So,
I've told you numerous times that I would love to see something like that. If I just get one experience like that with definitive proof, maybe tonight's the night, I'm feeling lucky.
that being said, let's explore some of the paranormally active areas of the ship in my return to the Queen Mary. There are quite a few documented deaths that occurred on the Queen Mary.
Okay.
Numerous more reported ones, so let's revisit a couple. In 1936, Sir Edgar Brennan, the first captain of the Queen Mary, died of a stroke in his cabin. In 1949, Senior Second Officer William Stark accidentally drank laundry detergent stored in a gin bottle, thereby poisoning himself to death.
Who's storing that in a gin bottle, though?
Apparently, the captain at the time had a gin bottle in his room, and he said, "You know, you've been doing a good job today. Go to my room, pour yourself a drink." He failed to mention there was acid, or I've also heard it was detergent.
This doesn't taste like it's burning my tongue. I better swallow it. Imagine him just a minute after the guy left the room being like,
Oh shit, I didn't drink the other bottle with the X's on it.
oh, darn it.
By the way, Shane, I have a bottle of whiskey in the room for you if you want to go take a
Oh,
sip
I'll go-
of it.
let
Yeah,
go
go,
get
go,
that.
go. However, the most unfortunate
Whoa.
deaths all occurred at one time. As I mentioned before, the Queen Mary served as a transportation vessel during World War II.
That's a lot of
On
people.
October 2nd, 1942, the Queen Mary was being escorted from New York to Glasgow by another much smaller vessel called the HMS Curaçao. The Curaçao was zigzagging in front of the Queen Mary to confuse potential U-boats and German bombers. However, the Queen Mary, traveling at 28.5 knots, unexpectedly caught up to the Curaçao and consequently collided with the ship, splitting the HMS Curaçao in half.
Boy. How much bigger was it? 20 times bigger?
20 times bigger.
That just fucking cut through that thing like a hot butter patty.
Your patty?
Yeah, like a hot butter patty.
That's not what it's called. Some members of the Curaçao were killed instantly on impact, while others were thrown into the freezing water, watching as the men who remained on board sank, trapped within the remains of the vessel. And for those left in the water that didn't die from hypothermia, it is said that the current of the Queen Mary carried them in, chopping them up in the propeller.
Ugh.
That's all you gotta say about that?
Boats are tough.
Boats are tough.
Not an easy life. Boat life.
Due to war protocol, the captain of the Queen Mary, Cyril Illingworth, was not able to stop to rescue the passengers, and they pushed forward, reporting the incident to nearby British destroyers. But by the time the British arrived, about 2 hours later, it was too late. Many had already died from hypothermia, and of the 430 crew members on board the HMS Curaçao, only 99 survived. The screams of the Curaçao passengers in the boiler room of the Queen Mary. And some claim that the bow of the ship is a hotspot due to the fact that it's where the Queen Mary made contact with the Curaçao.
Oh, there's mazes there.
Are you scared right now?
Yeah, I'm fucking scared right now.
Are you just afraid of anything that's old?
Do you have any idea where we are right now?
It's a boat.
Right now we're in the bow of the ship.
Yeah.
This is where the ship struck the Curaçao.
We're in her belly.
That's the cargo hold. They used to keep POWs down there. I got a new toy. This is a FLIR thermal camera. So if there's any ghosts here, we may be able to pick up their heat signature. Look at you. Look at your little stupid face. Normally I'm against asking or communicating with ghosts. But if I'm truly going to be actually an investigator in this, I have to, right?
Yeah, do it. Go on, Ryan. Go on,
You know my history with this boat.
Be direct.
First off, sorry for what I said last time.
What did you call
I
it?
called it a motherfucker, I called it a coward,
Ryan.
and I said, this whole ship is bullshit.
Right.
whole ship is.
I'm not here to hurt you. Oh, God. And I think you're not here to hurt me.
Though Ryan is very angry about that toothpaste incident.
Shut up, shit.
You told me before we got here.
Shut your stupid mouth.
Spirits? Spirit, show yourself.
No, don't you, what are you doing?
You said to be direct.
Yeah, but don't be Bruce Willis from Die Hard.
Spirit.
We went out one day for some youngsters. Well, no one ever found their way down there that day, so I was there by myself. And I'm sitting there tapping on the woodwork next to the porthole, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be weird if somebody responded? And lo and behold, just on the other side of the wall, I heard somebody go tap, tap. I mean, could it have been my imagination? Of course. Could it have been a spirit? Well, maybe.
No, listen. Bum, 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 bum.
No. I mean, you could try that. Oh, man, this...
It's just creaking, it's fine.
Why did I do it right then? Do it again.
Damn camera cut.
Nothing happened.
Hey, their camera cut too.
Hey.
Good. It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. Other alleged deaths include two women who drowned in the first-class swimming pool. One apparition appears in 1930s clothing, and the other in 1960s. There is also reports of a little boy who fell overboard near the pool who now haunts the passageway. A little girl named Jackie also is reported to haunt the swimming pool.
I didn't know about any of
I
this.
just think it's embarrassing for them to drown in a pool on a boat.
True. Also, was there no lifeguard on duty?
You're on a
That
thing
guy-
that has conquered buoyancy.
They drowned on top of the ocean.
Yeah.
In the ocean.
Yeah.
According to the ship's current captain, during World War II, a cook died in horrific fashion. Apparently, he was shoved into an oven by Australian soldiers and consequently burned to death.
Wait, what happened?
Australian soldiers they had picked up, who did not like the food, took this chef and instead of giving him 1 star on Yelp, shoved him into an oven. Maybe
Cooks
that's why they
actually-
created Yelp.
Yeah, cooks were tired.
Many say his screams can still be heard.
Yeah, we heard a glass break a couple seconds ago too.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah, we are right next to, down the hall is the galley where the kitchen was. I'm a little unnerved that the clanking did come from the kitchen.
That doesn't sit super well.
Oh, wow, you're actually admitting to something for once. In 1976, an 18-year-old crewman was crushed by door number 13, an automatically closing door during a watertight drill. His ghost is sometimes seen wearing white coveralls.
Looks very confusing. It looks like it'd be pretty easy to get crushed to death here.
And this is just in itself, even if this is not spiritually active. Look at this place.
It's a marvel.
It's just massive. There's just numbers.
this is
How
a
could anyone
terrible
possibly know
ship.
What the hell's going on down
Is
here?
number 13, is this where it
No, this is not. This is where lubrication happened. Lubrication oil pump controllers, to be exact.
little semen lubrication.
Jesus Christ.
That's funny.
And I think this is it right here. This is door number 13. Does it feel strange right here? Yep, I don't like it. I'm gonna get out of that. It is crazy that of all the numbers, he could have gotten stuck in 13. Oh man, okay, now I'm starting to get scared again. Hello there, if there's anybody here, please show us a sign, make a bang. Be nice. No. No fucking way, no.
It's clearly just some machine turning on.
No, that's got to be that's an engine, right?
Yeah, probably. Or a ghost.
Right now, I'm talking to the gentleman who got crushed in this door. If you're here still, please show yourself. I'm not seeing it. Just light bulbs and shit. Not seeing anything. Not seeing anything. Scanning. You see something? Look at this. It's just a light. But it looks like someone looking out. Holy shit, dude. That's
Human beings staring at
the holy shit out of me. Other hotspots on the ship include the engine room, the safe room, the R-Deck board valve storage, the wheelhouse, the propeller box, and finally, the isolation ward, where the sick and those diagnosed with a contagious disease were kept away from the other passengers. And in some cases, the isolation ward served as a makeshift prison. Let's do this.
Vision looks scared too.
Oh my god, I almost... My fucking heart almost exploded, dude.
Your heart on exploded?
What? What the fuck, dude? Check that out. Let's move on to the final stage of the investigation, spending the night on the ship. We have been given access to the most haunted cabin on the Queen Mary. Cabin B340.
You're in for a real experience tonight.
Damn amazing.
The captain's a ghost.
Okay, about to look at this for the first. You've got to be fucking shitting me, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, no.
You gotta sleep in here.
No. This is where we're sleeping tonight.
Yeah, you're gonna lose your mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose my mind, of course. Workers that have worked on the ship for decades, in some cases, they never go in there by themselves. And when I told them that we're sleeping in there, they laughed and told me I was an idiot to my face.
Well,
So, that's fun. Beds shaking, water running, and lights being turned on by itself. In fact, cabin B340 has garnered so many reports and complaints of activity that it was actually shut down and ripped apart about 25 years ago. Since then, nobody's been allowed to sleep inside. Until tonight, where we will attempt to sleep inside cabin B340 for the first time in nearly 25 years. I don't think we've ever attempted something more idiotic than this. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? This is a nightmare room. If there's anybody in here that wants to talk to us, say something. If there's... Please, God, no. If there... Oops. Did you just fart? I did. Shit, Shane.
my fart scary.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It was an accident. I didn't do that on purpose. I genuinely did not.
It just slipped right on your butt cheeks.
If I see anything at all tonight that awakes something in me, then I'll join you in this weird little camp.
And you'll be me.
I'll be you.
Man, bed shaking in here. That's gnarly. Joke's on them. No bed to shake.
Uh-huh. Gotcha, ghost.
It's an empty room. What is the ghost even gonna do in there?
I don't know. Poke me in the face like it did when I was 17? Oh, crap. I'm already doing it. I'm starting to psych myself out again.
Just focus on how tired you are. Oh, what the fuck is that? These cats fighting?
Dude, what the fuck is going on?
Is there animals fighting outside?
So they can feed it.
No, we're outside.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I mean, we tried to sleep at the Sally house, and every time I fell asleep, you woke me up.
Yeah, well, I can't make any promises that you're going to stay awake.
I am going to go to sleep. If you try to wake me up, I'm just going to ignore you.
I'm going to pour water in your face.
You do whatever the hell you want. I'm not going to acknowledge you.
You know. What was that?
Yeah, some bullshit.
Did you hear it?
No.
Sounded like a voice.
A voice? You've somehow tricked me into not being
upset that you're still talking, but I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna try again. I don't know what you did. I'm angry again.
You just kicked me?
Yeah, I did, son.
What the fuck? It's morning. We're still here.
Yeah.
I wasn't stabbed to death with a butter knife.
The room is clear.
The room is clear. And now it's just an empty, bare room appropriate for a sitcom exit.
Ah, we've had some fun times in here.
The Queen Mary.
She's a beaut. You're a beaut. You're a beautiful lady. I love your bones.
The prodigal son returned today and didn't come back with as much evidence as last time, but what a shit.
You got nothing.
Oh, what a shit.
And I'm still not prepared to say this place is not haunted because I very much believe it is.
So it remains.
The Queen Mary is an 80-year-old ship with plenty of rich yet tragic history. Are there actually ghosts that inhabit the halls and decks of this former warship? Or is that merely part of the narrative? After spending one nearly sleepless night in the ship, I can certainly attest to the fact that the Queen Mary may be haunted. But as always, the answer will remain unsolved.
So this show's
See you
about.
later, kitchen ghost. Follow us. There's gonna be a party in our room later if you want to.
Nope, no, stop it. This is fucked up. Meanwhile, Shane's over there taking a squat.
Oh god. So this whole series is about them never solving anything.
I guess
they
so.
just learn about stuff.
Hey, it's fun to
And
learn
then try
about.
to conclude to a point of, do you believe it or do you not believe it? And it always ends the same. Shane's like, whatever.
Not really.
And Ryan's like, I really believe it.
It's a perfect sitcom, you know. Nothing ever changes.
Yeah.
The characters reset every week, and we do a new adventure.
That was one of the funniest ones we've seen, though, man. Even though it's 20 minutes long, that was an easy ass watch because they were so fucking funny in that damn video, man.
Of all these, oddly, of all the ghost, paranormal investigator shows I've seen,
It's
and
the best
unsolved
one.
mystery shows I've seen, their chemistry together makes this really easily watchable for me.
Shane's the doubter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Shane doesn't ever buy any of this, and he's
Yeah.
so funny. Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah, their back and
hilarious
forth
with
is
crowd.
awesome.
And Ryan isn't exactly confident paranormal solver.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, I'm scared of this shit, but I really believe all of it exists.
They're like Tucker and Specs, but in a different,
Yeah.
but from BuzzFeed instead.
I don't even know if this segment's still going on, is it?
Maybe Shane died.
Maybe Shane. I wish that would be the last episode. Shane dies.
and then he lives as a ghost with Ryan, and he's like, I hate you so much.
I didn't actually know any of the details of what made the Queen Mary haunted. All I ever heard whenever we would go is, because like they make it just a big Halloween attraction every year. A ton of mazes, a lot of performers, and they even have a nightclub, and like it's just a party time. I never knew any of the details. As a matter of fact, when they were going through the ship itself, I was like, I've never even been through the hallways where the hotels are and all that.
Yeah.
I've never done that, and that seems really spooky. This seems like a terrible ship to be on because people just kept dying on this ship. So many people just kept dying.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be an incident happen, like a Titanic, like something just one time happened and it's all haunted. This is like over the course of many years.
Yeah, a lot of different
it's a
people
lot
died
of
for a
different
lot of
deaths
different
just
reasons.
keep happening on this damn ship.
Bad people killing each
Yeah.
other and then running over other boats.
Just a lot of freak accidents and
Yeah.
drowning in the pools. That fact alone would lead me to believe that in some form it's got bad juju,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like energy is a thing, and there is some kind of enchanting something that makes people, and enough people die in one place, I feel like you can kind of at least feel the residual
Theorize, yeah.
of that somehow.
Well, I do, just doing that. I mean,
You
when
ever
I
walked inside the Museum of Death? Like, the second you get in there, you're like, oh my.
Yeah.
There's a different energy. And the Queen Mary, not it's the same. The
Yeah.
Queen Mary has its own energy, too, when you're walking around there.
Man, they haven't done this show in quite a while. I really hope they bring it back or something, man.
Season 2.
Because this was awesome. And these two together are freaking hysterical, man. All that stuff with like the people dying in the pool. It's just fun to see them actually go on location too. Because the other ones, they don't really go on location. They just talk about stuff for the most part.
That's why I would love to see them come back, because now that it like this is a YouTube paranormal show.
Yeah.
Like now, like it's actually grown, you know, from being like those like informative little nugget videos to being an actual investigation. It's pretty cool.
And just the balance of both of their personalities is great because
perfect.
they're also comfortable enough to bag on each other too.
Yeah, they
have no issue like insulting each other or saying the F word to each other, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's those moments of levity that bring such charm. As much as the subjects are always super intriguing, and I love haunted stuff,
They're the best part of it.
They are so much fun to watch that's what keeps me coming back. It's like that combination.
What I loved about this was every single time they thought something was going to happen, nothing ever happens.
It's always something like in the room, something like easily explainable.
The light bulb one was a great one because it did look like a person, and I was like, "What?" The way they edited that sequence was really well done. It's just a light bulb. Look at it,
like tension building. Yeah. And then he farted.
It was a good fart moment there. But that toothpaste moment, though, you know, I gotta give it to him on that part because that did look odd the way that occurred. Yeah. Because I do think it goes up and down. It looked like someone picked it up and threw it down. It looks like at least a toss over like that. Shane was like, it's because of the gravity of you putting it on the other hand. I'm like, it doesn't fall like that.
Yeah.
Because he puts it on lightly. He didn't like throw it on there to cause a bounce.
Either they had the good foresight to rig a video way back then, or that's pretty creepy.
Ryan just believes too much in the supernatural, and Shane doesn't believe in it at all, which makes it so funny together, man.
And together they come out with a maybe.
All right, well, Natalie Doran, my dear, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
My lovely, lovely friend. I hope on your birthday you get pissed drunk.
Weird.
I hope a lot of guys at the bar buy you a lot of drinks. I hope you get laid tonight. That's probably the most important thing you can do. Then I hope in 6 to 9 weeks from now you discover you're actually pregnant and you have to raise this baby and give up your career and just stay at home. Then I hope the man agrees to be in your life, but things don't pan out well 9 months from now, and then he leaves. Then you have to raise this kid on your own, but you make this kid grow up to be a really tough kid. But then when he's 15, develops a fatal disease, passes away. So you really just waste 15 years of your life, and now you're depressed. And it all started with your 21st birthday. Want to say anything to her, John?
I feel like I just lived a lifetime. You could, just have a nice night in, treat yourself, drop have some salt bath, a nice book, and then follow it up with just a main liner of Arrow episodes or something. Instead of, letting your future go down a sad and tragic spiral of premature death and childbirth and whatnot.
I don't know. I think mine sounds a lot more adventurous.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, Natalie.
Happy birthday, love.
All right, guys. Well, you can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell to get notified every time a video of ours is up. And you can go ahead and check out our Patreon. A lot of exclusive videos on there, weekly Q&As, just a whole bunch of fun.